This is one of our most ambitious projects yet. It is where we ignore all preconceived notions of possibility. It is where Rolls-Royce, in collaboration with a very small number of its most revered clients, sets new standards. Every Rolls-Royce client is extraordinary, but within this group there exists a class of individual so significant that they demand an object that is truly transformative. They seek to commission a work of art that makes a permanent statement, an historic moment in time. And we have created Rolls-Royce Coach Build to fulfill these desires. When a Rolls-Royce Coach Build commission is created, it represents the moment a paradigm shifts, when preconceived notions of possibility are reset. And the outcome reflects a vision so focused that its significance transcends the world of motor cars. We created the contemporary coach building movement in 2017 with Sweptail. This remarkable hand-built motor car was instantly proclaimed as one of the finest intercontinental tourers in history. It represented a major recalibration of possibility and confirmed that the legacy of Rolls-Royce will be defined in collaboration with its clients. Sweptail set a new watermark of potential and ignited a fascination among a rarefied group of our clients. Among them, collectors, patrons of the arts and commissioning clients of now iconic architecture. These people approached Rolls-Royce to discover if they too could collaborate on a project and craft skill set that does not exist anywhere else in the automotive industry. Today, Rolls-Royce observes an historical moment. It's not just the introduction of a product, but the formation of a movement. Coach building. The vision of Sir Henry Royce, one of our founding forefathers, was to create the best rolling chassis in the world. The bodywork which enveloped these chassis was the preserve of coach builders who worked hand in hand with the commissioning patron. And these motor cars reflected the character of that coach builder and also the personality and wishes of the client.
Boattail is a particularly special historic body style. It has this unique form that has this tapering rear that really converges on centerline. And there has never been a contemporary interpretation of this particular body style. And that's what we set out to achieve with the modern commissioned Boattail. Once, together with the client, we have concluded the design on paper, we then create a full-size sculpture of the car in clay.
Clay is it's a fantastic medium because it's malleable and also because it's real time. You're doing it there in front of you. Our cars, I think, on first impression are very, very sober. They're very, very clean. The surfaces are distilled of any kind of clutter. That purity requires a huge amount of focus and dedication to get the simplicity of line and the simplicity of surface.
A living canvas is created by hand beating and honing metal. And the resulting aluminium body is created with a clarity of surface and continuation of line that is unable to be achieved by machine alone.
Building a car by hand allows the human soul to pass through the hands that are charged with shaping the metal and into the car. The car, by way of its definition, is never entirely perfect, but somewhere in there is the perfect imperfection.
When these cars go live, all eyes on us. And for that reason, I think they have a tremendous impact into the brand. Technically, a car, in reality, when it comes to the heart of our clients, it's an object of art. It's luxury in its purest form. This kind of project is not a matter of money. It's just about perfection. This particular client is an aficionado of watches and has commissioned 2 extraordinary timepieces for his boat tail. At the client's request, the House of Rolls-Royce and the House of Beauvais have worked hand in hand to create exquisite, groundbreaking timepieces that reimagine Rolls-Royce's iconic centerpiece, the dashboard clock.
This castle where we are today has been the house of the Beauvais family in 1822. The house of Beauvais and the house of Rolls-Royce share together the same values. Luxury is based on 3 important things. A clear identity that you can recognize. The second thing, small quantities. And the most important, it must be handcrafted, handmade.
The beauty of a hand-built car is that the whole thing is a moving feat. You are continuing to resolve and continuing to refine the nuances of the design. The really unique thing about what we are doing here with contemporary coach building is we are working to a commission model. This particular individual is an aficionado of the brand. He is a great lover of watches, so we were able to work with him to develop a means of removing the mechanism from the wrist and placing it as a centerpiece in the car.
In the house of Rolls-Royce, I have to admit that I see a beautiful symbiosis with what we do every day in our facilities. Engineers, watchmakers, artisans, miniature painters, engravers. The beautiful way to realize things. For the lady, we displayed a beautiful miniature painting of a flower bouquet, where for the gentleman, you have the representation of the constellation of his day of birth. And then, in the dial, on the rear side of the timepiece, a representation of the car itself. And we insisted to pay tribute to the House of Rolls-Royce, having Spirit of Ecstasy on the most important part of the movement, the cage of the tourbillon, the heart beating. And this makes an exceptional timepiece displayed on the dashboard of an exceptional car, and this is all the spirit of this project. Uniqueness and absolute craftsmanship. Luxury is about emotion, that little smile, because luxury must be something about magic. We are at a much smaller scale, but with the same spirit for excellency and uniqueness. This is the house of Beauvais also.